I do miss the times where, like, I was doing nothing but painting. Wake up, paint for 8 hours, go back to my dorm, lie on my bed, and stare at the wall until I fall asleep. That was basically my everyday life, and I hated it. It sucked. Let me tell you a bit more about my experience in this art boarding school. The lessons that we had were 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then we had like an hour lunch break, and then 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and then a little bit more of a break, and then 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That was when our day ended. Seems like kind of a packed schedule, right? Like, at the start of the day, at the start of the lesson at 8 a.m. and at the end of the lesson at 12 p.m. They play an alarm throughout the entire school. So, and it's not just any alarm. They play like the most rapid ass Chinese music ever. I think I have a video of it. I can play the audio from the video. Let me find you the video. If you were waking up on your own accord, it'd be fine, right? But no, this one, they wake you up with this loud ass alarm. and it's a different song every single session. They would play this shit. What happened if you slept through it? Well, you're fucked. It wasn't. No, it's not like the Chinese anthem. Not like "Qi Lai Zhu the Ren Men." No, it's just some random fucking Chinese song. It sounds fire until you actually dare to experience it. Like, imagine lying in your dorm and this music is like blasting all around you. It kind of felt like a military base, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's a culture difference, but I was so not used to this. I genuinely thought like someone accidentally hooked the speakers up around the entire school while they were watching like Douyin or something. But no, this is just what they do. This is just how their mornings go. And it's like you have a bit of time to go get some breakfast before the classes like actually start. I think they actually started taking attendance at like 8:30, so you have a bit of time. That video that I took, that I just played for you out loud, that was after my mom asked me. It was like my second or third day there, and my mom asked me how I was doing, and I just sent her that video in response. I just sent her that video, and she was like, "Yep, good to know you're doing well." How she react? She just sent me the WeChat laughing emoji and then fucked off. I was like, thanks, mom. Good to know you have my back. It really was kind of like a boot camp the more I think about it, because like they take your phone and they only give it back to you and you're only allowed to leave the building on Sundays. And even then you need like express permission. It's kind of like, you know, like Hogsmeade in Harry Potter, how the third years are allowed to go to Hogsmeade but they need permission. Yeah, they need that. And my mom didn't sign the fucking permission slip because she forgot or whatever. So I had to stay in at Sunday, which is okay with me because like I don't like going out anyways. It's Hogsmeade. It's like a town next to Hogwarts where like third years and above can go on the weekend to kind of like go shopping, get away from the school and do stuff. Were they brutal critic? You know they were, dude. My ego took so many hits while in that school because of how harsh the critiques were. How long were you there for? I was only there for like 3 months actually. I was only there for a short amount of time. It's not a secondary school or anything. It's kind of like a in-between. You're basically building up your portfolio and your skills to get into an art college. So this is like pre-college, if that makes sense. It's kind of like foundation, but for like an entire year, and it doesn't actually count towards your degree. It just like helps you build your portfolio. Some people go to this school to train to get into the art schools, to pass their exams to get into the art schools. Your life experience is very wild. Thank you. I take pride in my abnormal life experiences. They make for funny stories that I can tell on stream, and you guys can go, haha, I can't believe that happened to you. No, there's no general. It's just art. Like you literally, I don't know what to tell you, man. You just draw from morning to evening. It's not always just painting. It's like maybe after you finish one painting, you move on to like charcoal sketches, and after that you go back to like still life. Like It's just art. I don't know what to tell you, man. With some art, yeah. While someone like, while this middle-aged man just like walks behind you, like peering over your shoulder in like the most self-conscious way, and like basically backseating you. I mean, we also did do like there. It's really cool actually because we did learn a lot of different art mediums. Like you know how they used to like carve patterns into wooden blocks and then use that as printing. We got to do that ourselves. I got to like carve some patterns out into wood and then like make a print out of it. Kind of like just go stamp, 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 stamp. And we also did some pottery. I was really bad at pottery, but what I was really good at though was like not exactly, it's still like using clay, like clay modeling, like making tiny things out of clay. They had us make little replicas of food and like dishes and like a bowl of ramen, and we had to like model the bowl and then like glaze it and then paint it over. I was really good at that. When I get back to my home country, when I get back to Regalia, I can do another hand cam and I'll show you the ones that I made because my mom liked them so much she put them up on the shelf. Yeah, they're like all like really tiny, you know, like really tiny, and like it's like a bowl of meatballs and soup. Yeah, the old Hime sculptures. Yeah, those are pretty fun to make. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I don't really know where else you would learn to make this kind of stuff. Like, where would you be able to make this stuff if not for like art school? But yeah, the random blaring music, not worth it. seriously not worth it. Being woken up like that is actually kind of terrifying. It was really intense, but I can see why it was intense because after I left that art school and then I went to a proper art college. The standard that they have for their works is so much higher than like what I would have expected, and I don't think I would have been prepared for it if had I not gone to that academy. Art school to E-Psycho, how does she do it? Yeah, and now I'm a VTuber. Wow, they must be so proud of me. Right, like in a proper art school, dude. Everything they make is like a masterpiece. I seriously. I had no idea how to keep up.